This whole Olivia Munn Ms. Rachel thing is completely unhinged. We need to talk about it. In case you missed it, actor Olivia Munn recently said in an interview with People magazine that she doesn't like watching children's shows like Ms. Rachel because, they drive her a little nuts. But yeah, those shows are syrupy and noisy and kind of earworming. Anyone who's spent time with kids recently knows this. But, we have the misfortune of living in a very politically volatile time in which media literacy is at an all-time low. And so Munn's words were immediately construed as some kind of comment on Ms. Rachel's Gaza activism, which escalated to the point that Munn and husband John Mulaney and their 2 kids started receiving death threats, which then forced Ms. Rachel to take time away from her important work to tell her fans and fellow activists to calm the F down and lay off. But here's the thing, if any of these angry commenters had even bothered to read beyond the headline before going on their tirades, they would have seen that Munn also hates Blue's Clues, and that this had nothing to do with Ms. Rachel or Gaza. She just thinks children's television is annoying. But as Ms. Rachel sort of indirectly pointed out herself, People magazine knew that if they took Olivia Munn's Ms. Rachel comment out of context and used it as their headline, they could leverage people's rightful outrage over Gaza to rake in clicks hand over fist, which is disgusting and People magazine should be ashamed of themselves. However, the only reason it worked is because so many of you don't bother to do a moment's due diligence about anything you read online. You fall for any okie doke that comes up over your screen, and People magazine knew that and they ran with it. But more importantly, as John Mulaney put it in a statement, sending people death threats isn't activism anyway. And this has been the problem with basically every activist movement for years now, confusing screaming into the internet with the actual work of making change. Please be clear-eyed about the fact that none of you helped Gazans by doing all this, but you sure did help People magazine co-opt their suffering to make money off of all your clicks, at least until they located their moral compass and deleted the article. So congratulations for falling for it, activists. Imagine if you'd taken all that time and energy you spent screaming at John Mulaney and Olivia Munn, and instead used it to take a page out of Ms. Rachel's book and do something actually productive and useful. Oh well, maybe next time.